Welcome, friends, to the Gaijin Animation Appreciation Hour with your hosts Sig Bisley and Colt Mauser. Before we get started, please be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. Now, let the animation appreciation commence.
Another Friday is upon us. My calendar is clear for the weekend. Finally. No parties. No talking to people. No bullshit. Just chilling. I can go back to being a hermit like it likes. But before we get to any of that.
Yeah, but
we gotta talk,
now that you're done laying out all your mental illnesses.
We got to talk about Cybernetics Guardian for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, not much to say about it.
It's really
short. It's fine. It's just very generic.
Really short, really to the point. And I got a pretty good question of the week. We got a bunch of wrapping up of series to do. Yep. New series.
Yep.
And before that, shit ton of news this week.
Lots of news. We'll see if it takes as long. It's hard to tell, you know? Hard to tell the length of the news from the angle of the dangle. All right. So first up is, more news for Gundam Witch from Mercury. So I'm looking forward to this. I think a lot of people look forward to this. Will it be good? Who the hell knows? It's a Gundam side story. The odds that it's going to be great are low. The odds that it's going to be good are 50-50. The odds that it will be acceptable are pretty high. The odds that it'll be terrible, pretty low. Because even Seed, which can be insufferable at times, I wouldn't put it as terrible. It's just mediocre. You may disagree because you hate it a lot more than I do. But
if you just get rid of the main character, it's actually pretty good.
Oh, so like the third season of AG? Or not third season, but the third
chapter?
Arc. Yeah,
Let's
whatever.
Say chapter, yeah.
Stupid little kid.
I hate Kira. What the fuck's his name? Kira Yamato.
Kira Yamato.
Yeah, I fucking hate him. There are way better other characters. The mech designs are great.
Oh, you mean let me fly up slowly and then like shoot lasers all over the place? Like, you're already dead. Like, what are you doing?
He types really fast, guys. Really fast. Anyway, I could shit on him all day. Continue on.
Regardless, images. Some more images of the Gundam, which we've seen the Gundam before. This one's got a jaunty ass pack with wings.
Fair enough.
Which I don't believe was there before.
As long as it's jaunty.
A couple character images. Characters are reminding me, not Last Exile, but man, a little bit of Turn A going on. I don't know. They got a very distinct style for sure, which
I do get the
we'll
Turn
see how
A.
it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of cool. I don't know. Spacesuit. Sorry, the spacesuit is I'm not so sure about that. This other image, Elnora Samaya, she her spacesuit and the style is very Reconquista.
Yeah, I thought so when I saw it.
Yeah. And a lot of the other designs are kind of Reconquista. So there's a hell of a lot more images out there. There's some cast announcements. I'm not going to go over those, but they're releasing a lot more stuff. So it's starting to pop out. A lot of this is prologue stuff.
That's because it's upon us.
But yeah, I'm in, man. I'm in. I'm all for it. We'll see.
I'm intrigued nonetheless.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So anyway, Gundam Witch from Mercury. Check that shit out. All right. So we finally got some Dr. Stone news about the third season.
Thank God.
Spring 2023 coming out. I guess because the special already happened and I haven't seen it, but
how will I learn how to make medicines from scratch?
I know, right? I need a sulfur drug.
We're gonna need it soon. Just saying. Just saying.
Quiet you. Anyway, there's a video out. Got the debut. Like I said, spring 2023. I'm freaking excited. The show I love the show. Great show. And I'm stoked to see it come back. Moving on. Sorry. Slow computer for a moment. Sega Genesis Mini. So now we got confirmation. So we were talking about it, the Mega Drive Mini or whatever, too.
That I want because I never had a Genesis.
There's a first one that came out. I don't know how expensive or hard to get it is or was that I probably should track down. But there's the second one coming out now with 50 games. We've been talking about it for a while, but it finally got confirmed. It is coming out in North America.
Hell yes.
October 27th. Same day as the Mega Drive Mini 2, which is coming out in Japan.
That's a mouthful.
It's got some good stuff. It's got some Sega CD styles. It's got Shining Force CD.
Whoa.
Sonic CD. Let's see. Virtua Racing. Vector Man 2.
Yeah, Vector Man.
Yeah, Vector Man. Shining in the Darkness. Splatterhouse 2, which I didn't even know existed.
Oh, hell yeah.
Rolling Thunder 2. Also didn't know that existed.
Splatterhouse was TurboGrafx 16, I think, the original one.
And then some bonus titles. Fantasy Zone and Star Mobile, which apparently were never on the Genesis. So.
Fair enough.
I'm pretty stoked. I got to see if the first one is attainable and not 8 billion fortunes, which I don't know. The Nintendo ones are, but Sega's Sega. So that's coming out October 27th. So, look forward to that. Hopefully it'll be widely available. Who knows with the current chip shortages? I can't imagine these are expensive or hard to get chips, but
yeah,
I don't know that matters either.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think they're just all hard to make because China shut down forever.
It is a problem. Anyway, moving on. If you're a fan of Dirty Figures and you're a fan of Transformers, you could see a stupid, sexy Megatron. This image has been released.
Thank God.
She's a dirty girl, all right. Got a ridiculous Mega Hyper Bazooka, because Megatron, and some dirty stockings. Thigh high, of course.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So check that out. It's the Bishojo line the Koto Bukai has been doing for forever. Fantastic freaking design. Like, whether you like dirty figures or not, and I don't. Do I own a single one? I do own a Jubei-chan. I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah, I have a couple that could it depends on who's here. Like, your girlfriend might think it's a dirty figure, but a connoisseur of dirty figures would probably be like
this ain't shit.
That ain't shit.
It doesn't even have swappable panties. What the hell is this?
Yeah, lame.
So regardless, they've been doing just fantastic designs is my point. Like, really, really good looking designs. Oh, their Baroness, so dirty.
Oh, that one is good.
Very good. So check that out if you're into that kind of thing. It's Tsunya Yamashita, so obviously that's why they're so good.
Damn straight.
It's you can kind of tell it's related to Megatron, but that don't matter. It's a cool looking figure. It's got a giant Decepticon freaking base.
Just a chick with a bazooka.
Pretty damn cool. Looking severe as she should. So
damn right.
There was an Optimus Prime one out there too. That one they've shown already, and there's a Bumblebee which I don't think I've seen yet. So I suppose that's yet to debut. Check it out. It'll probably be a lolly, would be my guess. So just
I would assume so.
Beware. Beware. All right, moving on to some more, less inane, more kind of interesting news. So Bandai Namco got hacked. Ransomware hackers.
A lot of hacking going on.
Alpha V, whatever it is. It's a known group. They've done this before. And a bunch of information came out of it. So the one bit of information I was interested in is they did leak the title of an Elden Ring expansion for 2023.
Nice.
Barbarians of the Badlands or something like that, which
sounds metal.
Is good because one of the coolest characters was the Barbarian for the Badlands, who halfway through the fight, he's got like a ghost lion behind him, and halfway through the fight, he breaks his jaw in half and covers himself in his blood. And then he decides that it's the fucking Street Fighter game and starts Zangief in your ass. Like tossing you up in the air and body slamming you. And you're like, okay, this is not the kind of game I was playing, but all right.
Whatever.
Horaloo, I love you. Anyway, his daughter's hot as hell in that game. Regardless,
hot as hell.
I need a dirty figure of that. There's a data leak. I'm not saying you should go check this stuff out because you probably shouldn't reward some hackers, but there's a lot of interesting news of upcoming games and other stuff out there. Like I saw Xenoverse, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Like there's some news. It's not a ton, but there's some news on games coming out and stuff they have planned for next year. A lot of 2023 releases. So that's out there. Hey, if you want to check it out, check it out. I just was very excited about an Elden Ring expansion actually being confirmed, even if it is like a year and a half from now. Well, a year and a quarter, whatever.
Fair enough.
I'm still about that game, man.
Something to look forward
to. The best.
To.
All right, so I'm going to take this next bit of news as the original opening for Cowboy Bebop finally being recognized for how fucking awesome it is by the mainstream.
Classic.
Because the stupid Cowboy Bebop Netflix version main titles have been nominated for an Emmy. But since they are basically a worse version carbon copy of the anime ones.
Yeah, they really were.
This is the anime ones that are actually getting credit here. Let's be clear. I don't think this will have any chance to bring back the horrific show that is live-action Cowboy Bebop.
Nah, they can't afford it now.
What a shame. What a shame. What a shame that it exists and it's that bad. Except for Mustafa Shakir. He was an awesome jet.
He really was.
For once, the one race swap character is actually the best character, and I didn't mind him at all. I mean, I hated what they did making him a father and stuff that didn't.
Yeah, that
didn't
weird.
make a lot of
He's
sense.
Deadbeat dad and
But,
shit. Like, I don't know.
That dude crushed it. He crushed it. I don't think anybody else understood their character.
Is it racist to swap a guy to a black character and then add a thing that he's a deadbeat dad? I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, I think that's actually racist, but shh, don't tell anybody that. So anyway, Cowboy Bebop's opening. The Netflix one nominated for an Emmy. We all know. We all secretly know.
Yeah.
That it's really the original opening that's the best one because that gets the credit, I should say, because that's all they did was copy it. So anyway,
It's true.
my point. Granted, that was one of the smart things they did. So
It was just a crappy
I will give them
re-record,
some credit for that.
basically.
Yeah, I'll give them some credit for that. Well, plus I don't think it had Danielle Pineda, whatever. Who cares about her? Doing the dance the way, the ridiculous, weird Faye dance. Anyway, moving. That Faye would have never been caught dead doing in the show, so whatever.
Hell no.
All right.
That require her like getting off the couch.
So lazy. Well, I mean, she'll get off the couch when she's stealing your stuff and like running away.
It's true. That's about it.
Oh, God. Such a great character. And I mean, in the anime. All right, moving on. So, Netflix. Since we're on the Netflix topic. So, Netflix has released a trailer for live-action Resident Evil. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get excited for live-action Resident Evil series. You may think it's going to be good. It ain't going to be good. It's a pile of garbage. It's got all the social justice garbage added in for no good reason and can't just stick to, simple things like, hey, how about we have a liquor? Hey, how about we have Wesker not being... yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it. It's even got Lance Reddick, goddammit, and I like Lance Reddick a lot.
Not going to get into
I want it to be good, but it's clear that the writing is bad.
They probably just sunk money into it, and now it's too late. They have to dump it out. You know what I mean?
Damn it. Just makes me sad. I'd forgotten Lance Reddick was in it.
Even though they figured out that shit doesn't make money.
My boy from The Wire, from Fringe, from John Wick. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. God, he was so good in that third one. He was just like shotgunning.
Yep.
Man, anyway. You check it out if you want. Who cares? I don't give Netflix
that
no
guy
money anyway.
needs a better agent.
But
Actually, no, he's been pretty good.
Yeah, this project had potential, but the writing sunk it. So, yeah, I don't know. I've heard nothing but bad things about it, and it's out there. So, as of the time of this taping, because it was premiered Thursday morning, which is the morning. Secrets, the morning we're recording. So, yeah. Anyway.
At least all these writers are going to be on food stamps by this time next year, if not earlier.
Writers are already on food stamps. They don't pay these writers. That's why all these things are bad, because they don't pay the actual writers who are good.
It's a shame.
That's been the problem for forever. The executives want all the control because they're a bunch of egomaniac assholes. Why should I pay writers? Oh, I don't know, because maybe you'll actually get a good goddamn story.
They don't care. ESG money forever. Well, not forever.
There ain't no money left. That gravy train is dead. Just like their idea to
when
get China to frickin'
No, but when they collapse every economy, who's going to pay for the ESG stuff? Did they not think that far ahead?
I'm not giving them my
I'm just saying.
food, water, booze, bullets, whatever.
Commodities, baby.
Yeah, man.
You can stock up on gold all you want. You can't eat gold.
No. I mean, technically you can, but it doesn't nourish you, so it's not going to really work.
You're just going to shit out nuggets.
Pretty much. And if it's sharp enough, tear you up, boy. Tear you up worse than Taco Bell at 3 a.m.
Is that possible?
All right, so this next bit, there was a huge bit of news last week that I will tangentially cover here, but I didn't cover directly because it gets a little too political. But this is the state of journalism. This is the state of journalism.
The state.
I want to read you this headline. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe passes away at 67.
Oh, they were wicked bad with that, attempted assassination. No, he fucking died.
So
that is a successful
when a prominent
assassination.
politician or ex-politician is shot in cold blood by a madman
who made a gun out of fucking duct tape and pieces of pipe and a grill lighter.
We have a word for that, ladies and gentlemen. It's called assassination.
Yeah.
The man was assassinated. R.I.P. Shinzo Abe. You never did anything that bad to anybody, as far as I know, to deserve that kind of fucking treatment.
He restored based Japanese nationalism.
Oh, he spoke bad about China. That's right. Oh, Ooh, that's a problem.
That'll get you assassinated.
But anyway, this fucking title, Passes Away. Yeah, peacefully in bed, surrounded by his family. No, the man was goddamn shot with a homemade shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh, my fucking God. Unfucking believable.
It is wild.
Unfucking believable. And to tie into that, Hideo Kojima had an interest in frickin' Week to Weekend.
That Greek newspaper.
That Greek newspaper and a French politician both thought that Hideo Kojima was the one that got shot. And then the news spread everywhere.
This is how awesome journalism is now.
Hey, folks. One, you're racist as fuck because not all Japanese people look the same.
Not even close.
Two, I was going to say, not even close. One, Hideo Kojima is obviously 15 years younger.
Yeah.
Right?
And a way better dresser.
Yeah. And
it's got style.
They don't look anything alike. I got their pictures right here. Not even close.
Unbelievable.
Not even fucking. And Hideo Kojima is pretty freaking famous, right? Like, I get it. Stupid journalists don't know anybody. And Shinzo Abe was the goddamn prime minister of Japan for how many years? How the fuck do you not?
God, like 4 terms or something? It was a long time.
So
it was like
bad.
from the 80s through the 90s, I believe.
I don't know if he was there for the. I don't know. I have no idea.
Or 90s into the 2000s. It was something like
that.
No,
it was more recently because he was there when Trump was over there because you remember the stupid goldfish thing?
Nah, vaguely.
Yeah. Anyway, when Shinzo Abe dumps his goldfish flakes into the fucking koi pond, no problems. When the evil orange man does it, oh my fucking God, it's the end of the world.
Whatever.
Anyway, not a political podcast. We're talking about the state of the media and how much they suck. And the fact that they can't tell Hideo Kojima from Shinzo Abe and can't honestly say what happened to the man shows you that this is a bunch of bullshit.
That's like a 2-second internet search. You have no fucking excuse.
Fucking terrible. Anyway, they don't have time for that. Moving on. So we will talk about here the spiraling into the abyss of conventions once again. So to nobody's surprise, PAX Unplugged has decided they are a fully vaccinated and masked up convention. Mind you, this convention doesn't take place till December. 2, they should require fucking bulletproof vests because it's taking place in Philly. 3, this is the convention that caught endless shit right before the pandemic for doing the dumbest security theater I've ever seen, where all they did was create choke points for a potential shooter to just literally wipe out as many people as possible.
We've gone over this ad nauseum.
Yeah. We've talked about it before.
Because it was the dumbest fucking thing.
This is not how you do any of
ever
this.
Seen.
Like, Gen Con had this figured out. Do what they do. But PAX, unfortunately, seems to be run by dumb, college-aged, woke morons that don't know what the fuck they're doing and don't understand the real world and clearly don't understand security and now want to add some hygiene theater to their security theater. So we'll be unto you if you're foolish enough to go to fucking PAX anymore. Let it rot. Let it die. Let it fade away.
Shame.
Find a better convention to go to. I intend to do it. I'm going to find the anime Vatsuri of gaming, and that's where I'm going to go. I'll give those fuckers my money. Hopefully it's not in a place where I'm going to get shot immediately.
Within the next 5 years, all new stuff is going to pop up. Mm-hmm. I'm confident.
And you know what? That's a perfect segue, sir. Perfect segue to my last bit of news. So I don't care what you think of the man, the ANCAP, freaking Young Rippa, 5'9", Eric July, whatever you want to call him. But that man is crushing it with his freaking comic book campaign.
Comics are back, baby.
So, again, the criticism always is of political commentators and culture commentators as well, right? So let's keep it in this sphere. Culture commentators is, well, I mean, all you do is complain. Right? All you're doing is complaining. What are you doing to actually help?
It's true. Even I complain about that.
Pointing out things and complaining is okay. That's fine. But at some point, you have to create as well.
You got to put your money where your mouth is.
You got to put your money where your mouth is. So the man did. Man took $200,000 of his own goddamn money, created an original black superhero, and a whole universe to go with it.
No, he didn't turn Spider-Man black.
No.
He made his own,
brand
new thing that's just his.
Isom. So Isom, #1 campaign is up. It's supposed to be up for 75 days. It's been up for like 2.5. And it's already raised $1.58 million. So it's almost at $1.6 million.
Told you, man, people are hungry for that.
I think
shit.
EVS is right. He's going to hit 3 easy.
I think so.
This is a great campaign. It's a 96-page book. It's covered by
Gabe
El-Taib, who's done like Superman and a bunch of stuff. That dude is really goddamn good. Oh, Clint, I'm sorry, I can't remember the artist's name. He's a little more modern than my era of artists. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it ain't like he's freaking
J. Scott Campbell or something.
J. Scott Campbell, exactly. Where I'd be like, oh, I know who that is. So sorry, Clint. But anyway, Cliff. Shit. See, I'm terrible. Regardless, this is out there. Cliff Richards. God damn it, Cliff Richards. Sorry, Cliff.
We got you back.
This shit looks good. Like it looks good. It looks good. It looks good enough to try out, right? Like the whole idea is going to be different genres. You may not be into cape shit, and I get it. This is a little tangential to. Well, we talk about manga and comics all the time, so it's not that tangential. But I'm blown away by how much money this is making, and that it actually looks pretty goddamn good. Like the story sounds interesting, and I'm just saying, check this shit out. Even if you just want one copy of the book, $35 for one copy of the book, 96 pages.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. A normal comic book is 20 to 22 pages.
If you guys don't normally buy comics, like that's a pretty good price.
An American comic,
an almost 100-page book.
Yeah, an American comic is typically like 22, 23 pages, 20 pages, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And it's nowadays they're like $4 or $5.
Yeah.
And they're printed on, newsprint. Newer ones are not, but regardless.
And half of it's ads for comics.
Yeah, well, the 22, 23 is story pages. You're right, because it's like 30 pages, but it's got a bunch of ads and shit.
So much crap.
But regardless, 96 pages, that's a lot.
It's beefy.
That's a lot. So check it out. There's some other campaign items too. I spent a couple $100 on some stuff for this. I'm excited to see it, and it's already printed and done because the man spent all his own money, and it's going to be shipping next month. So this isn't just a regular. This isn't Kickstarter or Indiegogo.
Where you have to wait like shit. I spent money on a year ago.
Which I get some people do that and still ship it.
Oh, I don't mind.
Well,
it is what it is, but
and some people still ship it immediately as well. But he also did it on his own website. He's smart, so he doesn't have to give his cut to Indiegogo or Kickstarter. Which, granted, you need your own platform to be able to do that. And
yeah.
But regardless, I just figured I'd mention it because, good God, thing is raking in the cash. And it's looking pretty good.
Let's grind it out for a second. That's like canary in the coal mine. Like when comics were the first thing to get infiltrated and destroyed. And I said this like 2 years ago. I'm like, we'll see. Like that will probably be the first thing that rises from the ashes. You'll get like, like a guy like EVS or whatever that's, just had the money to just grind out his own thing. And now, it's basically back.
Go back one of his 8 million cyber fraud campaigns too.
Right.
I read the first issue recently. It's really good. So,
but the more guys who have success like that, it's just gonna be the industry will be back the way it was.
Float everybody up.
It will probably be better than because in the 2000s it was really really going downhill, and then it got a bump from the movies.
Yeah, if you're talking about DC Marvel, agree 100%.
But I think
there was always good runs here and there.
Like this iteration of the industry will be better than pre-movie Marvel and DC. Is what I'm saying. Within 5 years or so.
Well, pre-movie Marvel was
dumpster.
Wasn't great.
Dumpster.
That's why
fire.
all those Marvel movies, all the stories were much older stories. They weren't.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now they're dipping into that. They skipped way too many years of awesome stories. Like, hey, Thor, let's get Walt Simonson's run. Oh wait, no, we didn't do any of that. Let's just skip all the way to
They're making shows for stupid, stretchy Miss Marvel that doesn't even exist. So whatever. Shit they made up 3 days ago.
Garbage. Anyway, Isom #1, Rippaverse. Go check that shit out. Pretty badass. Anyway, that is to news.
Excellent. Let's see what I finally finished. Oh, we finished up a bunch of
so
stuff.
let's talk about shit that was finished. Let's talk about Rising of the Shield Hero. What are your thoughts?
Meh.
That is my thought as well.
I give it a big fat meh.
Like,
it wasn't bad, but it was a lot worse than the first.
So story's not as good as the first season.
And
I think after seeing Demon Slayer, the Entertainment District arc, this is unfair, but I can't have anime fights that are just stand in place, boring garbage anymore. Like, what is this?
Yeah, exactly.
What is this lazy crap?
The bar has been raised. Plus, the story was kind of...
It was
all over the place.
There was some okay parts. Like, the other universe parts when it first started out was good, but then it just kind of got rote.
I feel like there's an overarching story, but they just took an aside to do this weird arc for no reason.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it fits with the rest of it. I have no idea.
I mean, you could... It's basically status quo at the end. what really changed. A little bit of character.
Yeah, it's like
growth,
it basically doesn't have anything to do with the waves or anything else. It was just this side story about a fucking neckbeard who got sent to another world to be a dick.
It does feel like a side story not written by the original person put into, you know what I mean?
And I mean,
put in the same universe.
It can't be filler. Because, I mean, it's only
it's not.
Season, you know
it's not.
I mean?
I don't know.
Actually, no. Sean said it was legit. He just said it was, like, really quick in the manga. You know what I mean?
They just stretched it. I don't know.
Volume.
I'm not into it. It's skippable.
I was not impressed.
If you're a fan of Shield Hero Season 1, you know, you should watch it at some point, but I wouldn't be in a rush.
Yeah, nah.
I wouldn't be in a rush. It's okay. It's not terrible. I'm not saying, oh, God, don't watch it. I'm just saying, like, set your bar and your expectations low.
Low, super low.
Very low. All right, so let's transition to something that was better. We finally got around to watching End of Legend Galactic Heroes, at least the latest season.
That was excellent.
And I thought there was one episode. There was like 3 or 4 episodes left.
Yeah, there was at least 3. Yeah.
I think it might have been 4.
Well, it was we stopped because it was a part 1.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a 4-parter. So we had to watch 4 episodes.
Well, the fourth
Oh
part.
no, the fourth one is
the fourth part is going to be the beginning of next season.
Oh, those fuckers.
Well, next movie.
They leave
whatever.
you on a savage cliffhanger too.
Yeah, they do. So a lot of this is about pretty much a lot of this. The
whole thing
is Isolone Fortress, right?
Fortress.
Yeah, Isolone Fortress, which guards the one corridor between the two empires fighting. It's like the Empire and the Free States Alliance.
It's like the only way to get back and forth, really.
Yes.
Without like I don't know.
One of two. The other one has like pheasant in the middle, I think. I don't remember.
Pheasant.
For some reason, it's one of the ways like you can warp travel through, but you can't warp travel through it, and like there's a giant fortress in the way, right? And earlier on, like a couple seasons ago, the
Empire built
the Free Planets Alliance.
Yeah,
they took it over, right? The Empire built it, like you were saying, and the FP, they took it.
Yang Wenli like did his thing, and they got control.
And they took it, right? So the Empire couldn't keep launching raids into their territory, and then they didn't do much with it either. They just kind of want to keep them out. They did some stuff. If you remember, like last season, I think they tried to attack the Imperial. It didn't work out so well because there was all the infighting in the frickin' Free Planet Alliance. So anyway,
bureaucracy.
So the Empire's great plan to get it back was to take another fortress they had, modify it with fucking rockets and warp drives, and like
all kind of crazy
shoot
shit
it at them, and then attack that way. So they did that.
They like warped it in, and then they just blasted the shit out of them.
They were blasting the shit out of each other. The fortresses were shooting each other. Now they could have just rammed them, and it would have been over. They could have kamikaze. They didn't. That's probably what's going to happen in the end, is my guess, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think both fortresses are going to get fucked.
The whole thing's great because they're so terrified of Yang Wenli. They outthink themselves constantly.
Yeah, because he's like not even on the fortress, and they're just like, oh god, Yang Wenli's going to do something crazy. And it's just like all the guys under Yang Wenli's just like, fuck,
doing work.
We got to do stuff. And they're just making random decisions and stuff.
The ex-Imperial guy, Meerkats. Oh, he's so good.
Oh, yeah.
I love that guy.
Oh, yeah, because he was like he basically got bounced out of the
Admiral
Empire.
General. He's great.
And then Yang Wenli's like, you're too smart. I'm going to keep you here.
So he's there when Yang Wenli is not, and he does work. So it's a lot of awesome tactical stuff. Them trying to attack. They get all the, they land. The Empire has a pretty good plan, and they land boarding craft, and they get people on board. But then they meet the Rosenritter, which is like the powered small, human-sized powered suits of the Free Planets Alliance, or whatever, and they freaking just murder the shit. They murk everybody.
Yeah, it's crazy because they have like they almost look like Halo-style powered suits.
Yeah,
and the other ones have these big, like the Empire has these big, bulky.
Oh, they look like what the hell is that? Oh, what is that? Oh, it's a rose or flower one. Lotus? No,
not fucking. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they look like those. They're like weird, bulky.
They're weird, bulky front. Like, I'm going to kill myself. I cannot remember the name of that. It was a Sega game, too.
Yeah, shit, I can't remember it either. Either way, they're these big, bulky, like, knight armor-looking things, and they just get fucking destroyed.
Yeah, they get wrecked. And then eventually Yang Wenli comes back, and, that's kind of the end of it, where there's some tactics there, but it's just cool to see. There's a lot of feints. There's a lot of, like, maneuvering, and It's just
And
fun.
like Yang Wen Lee doesn't even show up till the very end, and then
Yep.
they like don't show you the 4th episode. Like you gotta wait.
Yeah,
till
you're
next
waiting.
time.
So
Which
excellent,
sucks.
excellent.
But yeah, like wicked good.
I mean, clearly, since it's a cliffhanger, I wouldn't rush to catch up if you've been waiting. But and honestly, if you really want to see what happens, you could just watch the original. It's the
Yeah.
same story, and that is, I think, all on High Dive. So
Yeah, it is
it's
the
out
whole
there. But yeah, very good, very good. I do like Dinoitis,
Yeah.
whatever.
Like new animation, you know, edit
Yeah.
a little bit different.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, yeah, it's a little more anime, but that's fine. I like it.
It is what it is.
I dig it a lot.
I get if you only like the original, but this is like a good adaptation.
All right. Any other last episodes before we move on to the preview?
I think we went over everything. I don't think there was any because Black Rock Shooter was the last thing, and
Yeah,
we
and
did
you
that last
talked about it.
week.
Yep. And we haven't. We will
So-
get to MAM probably next week. We'll wrap that one up. So
Not a lot this season.
let's move on. Summer
Um,
2022. What you got?
Let's see. I watched Bastard, which
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm into it. I'm ready.
So fucking good.
So classic.
It reminds me a lot of the redo of Orphan, like that same. They like stick to
Sorcerer
the
Stabber offer.
yes, you know the one, but they stick to base. You know, it's same story. They don't fuck with it. They stick with the same kind of character designs and shit too. Like they don't really like clean it up too much.
Good.
Nice animation though. Definitely spent money on it.
Good. Yeah, I worried because it was on Netflix, but I don't think they.
Nah, I don't think they had
Specifically
anything to do
funded
with
it,
it.
but,
I'm pretty sure it was going to get put out by whatever studio. Netflix
Yeah.
just bought it, so
And Spriggan was good, so yeah.
that is true. Oh, what the hell? There's a vampire one too. Shit, what was it called? Something about the night. Enter the night.
Enter the night. That is not what it is called.
Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. Anyway, while I'm looking it up, basically, there's this kid who can't sleep. I mean, they give you no information right off the get-go.
Yeah.
Some kid can't
So he's
sleep.
immune to Freddy.
Yes, he's immune to Freddy. Like, he's been having insomnia, and he's like, out, he like sneaks out at night, and this, he's like playing on the swings by himself, blah, blah, blah.
And
And-
some vampires from Staten Island show up?
Yes.
I think that's back
That's
to, by the way.
exactly what happens. No. Where's it? Come on, man. Why does it have to be so fucking far down the list? Jesus.
Never a
H.
good sign.
Christ.
Never a good sign.
Oh, no. This list isn't in any order. It's just, Jesus H. Christ. Why can't I find it? You're going to make me click on stuff? Oh, my fucking God. Anyway, while I'm scrolling.
Yeah, you're scrolling a lot. You ain't going to figure it out.
Oh, no. I'm
Call of the Night.
Yes, Call of the Night.
Jesus Christ. You can do everything
Enter
right
the
here.
Night, whatever. Man, you just got it faster than me. Anyway, Call of the Night. So anyway, this chick shows up, and he doesn't know she's a vampire right away. But then she lures him back to her place. She's like, I can make you sleep. And then there's like a fucking futon on the floor with like 2 pillows on. He's like, I'm not sleeping next to you, weirdo. Like, what are you, a fucking prostitute? And then like she's like, it's the only way I can make you sleep. And then she waits till he's like falling asleep and then bites him. And then he like wakes up. She's just like, what? It was a mosquito.
Oh, my God.
And he's like such a
So it's a
dumbass.
comedy show?
It's kind of comedy, kind of not. I mean, it's definitely got jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's like, and he freaks out. He's like, oh, fuck. You turned me into a vampire. She's like, nah, that's not how that works. And he's like, I was just hungry, and your blood's really tasty. And he's like, fuck off. I want to be a vampire. Like, you got to turn me into a vampire. And she's like, and she gets all embarrassed, and she's like, you have to fall in love with me. That's, like, the only way you can turn into a vampire. And he's like, I'm going to turn into a vampire, and you can't stop me. He's like, whatever. And that was the first episode. Anyway, really good animation.
So it's a Guillermo side story?
What's that?
It's a Guillermo side story?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, very same vibe.
Watch What We Do in the Shadows,
It had
people.
a very shit. Oh, I remembered because my brain's not sauce today. It has a very Monogatari vibe. I actually think some of the people that worked on this
Okay.
too. So it's
Okay.
got that
I
same
can
kind
dig
of
that.
like creepy humor.
Weirdness, yeah.
Yeah. It's got that
Good.
same level of weirdness. Anyway, I was into that. Not a lot of shit going on this season. The first episode of Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. Bam.
Okay.
Like, that is, if you guys don't know, that is a like super cult classic manga that's been kicking around forever. Like, Everybody loves the shit out of it. Everybody has wanted it animated forever. They did not spend a lot of money on it. It kind of looks like crap. I'm hoping it'll get better as it goes along, but
That's a shame.
you take what you can get. It's not unwatchable. People like... it's one of those things people get neckbeardy on it just because it's like they like it so much. Like, nitpick. It's not nearly as bad as everybody says it was going to be. It's your standard thing. The color palette kind of sucks. Everything's very orangey.
Devil is a part-timer is back, I see.
Oh, yeah. Man, you can't stop that shit. And, the CG's crappy, but CG and everything's crappy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's definitely worth a watch anyway. Especially, so the first episode does the manga justice.
Good.
I mean, it's
Straight
basically a fucking random lizard guy. He's not a guy. He's a lizard that talks, shows up, and he's trying to get this kid. He's like, you're a knight, and you have to fucking save the world, blah, blah. The kid's like, fuck you, and he keeps, like, kicking the lizard out forever. And then it turns out his neighbor is, like, a princess. And despite him, it's like the first episode is just, like, the super fast hero's journey. He wants nothing to do with it, blah, blah, blah. And then he, like, shows them this, like, giant fucking retarded hammer that's, like, hovering over the earth. It's, like, the size of fucking Jupiter or some shit. I mean, it's the dumbest thing ever, but it's hilarious. And he's like, oh, fuck, probably got to do something about that. But then the princess is, like, she's just like, you don't actually have to do anything because you suck. Like, you just have to, like, be here while I do it. He's like, okay, whatever. Anyway, it's funny. Definitely check that one out. I haven't plowed through everything so far.
What about Shine On Bakumatsu Bad Boys?
I actually wanted to see that.
Oh, man.
I saw like a clip of it, and it actually looks kind of entertaining.
Can the Batosai show up?
Basically, yeah. It's like the Shinsengumi get wiped out, and they just like take a bunch of prisoners and like force them to be the Shinsengumi. I heard it's like very stylized. You know, it's like
my boy Saito Hajime ain't getting wiped out. It's bullshit.
Nah. Anyway, so I might check that out
What
this
about
week.
Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World?
That looked retarded. Like, I like a good...
It looks super etchy.
I like a good ecchi harem show, but like I watched the first episode. It's just like over the top.
Tokyo Mew Mew New.
I'm definitely gonna check out the second season of Made in Abyss, but I didn't.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't do the first one, so I'm not gonna do the second one. If you watch the first one, watch the second one.
The Golden City of the Scorching Sun, sir.
Yeah, it sounds metal, right?
It sounds kind of metal.
I'm definitely not gonna watch Overlord.
Yeah, I mean, Overlord's many seasons deep. By now, you either know if you.
I was already burned out on Isekai, like when Overlord came out.
Yeah.
Which was, God, fucking 5 years ago or something. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Everybody tells me Overlord's good. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying
like I said, it's many seasons deep now, so you know by now whether you like it or not.
I'm not even going to fuck with it. I'm certainly not going to watch Ruby, because fuck all that nonsense.
I'm curious because it's the anime version, and it might actually be good, but I'm not, like, itching to watch it.
Yeah, whatever.
I lost interest when the original creator died, and other people took it over and kind of fucked it up.
Yeah, like, I don't know, whatever. The whole season is basically, like, ultra generic isekai.
Yeah, it's the summer season, man. Like you said before, it's just.
The only other thing is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Season 4 is out.
Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in the dungeon?
Oh, whatever.
Get the extra bit of the title in there.
You know, I can't remember those fucking long, ridiculous light novel titles that have like 6.
Yeah, that's coming back. So
I think there's like a episode 0.
Yeah, I don't know. I got
as of
finish the last
2
one.
days ago, the first episode wasn't out yet. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at for new stuff. It looks like a trash Orient season 2. That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Orient did not grab me. Like, the first episode was kind of cringy, and I was just like, it's kind of dumb. But maybe I'm an asshole. It's the greatest thing ever. There's that one about shogi. Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of previews out there, so we gave you our thoughts. Go check out. You know, maybe you see something
I'll
like.
I'll finalize my 4 or 5 by next week.
Yeah, we'll figure out what at least we think are worth
There's
watching.
not a lot to choose from, though, so it should not be hard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what this season is, unfortunately.
And it's summer. It's always a shit season.
Yeah.
But once you hit fall, boom, it's back.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. I'm a little pessimistic about that.
Well, we'll see.
All right.
Anyway,
hit me with this question of the week.
Question of the week. Okay, this is a conversation we've had 400 fucking times, so we're just gonna get down to it. What's up with those characters in shows or manga that either the creator doesn't understand their power or they're just dumbing them down as a plot device, but they're like way too fucking powerful for the universe they're in, and they could easily be like, I mean, you know the one I'm thinking of because it's one we bitch about all the time, Kuroko. There's tons of those, though. I was thinking about it today, where it's just like they have to be dumbed down to such a degree to even fit in the story, or they're like a plot device, or whoever writes it just doesn't understand that it's like a ridiculous world-breaking power.
I think there's two instances of this. One is the cool moments problem, right? Like you want to have the character that can come in and have that fucking badass moment out of nowhere,
Yep.
right? But you gotta like have a reason why they're so overpowered. So you kind of lay the groundwork for it, and then they do it. It's like, oh, I was not retarded for a day, and then you do it, right? Like, so
Just
that
one
one
time.
The other one is sometimes it's good writing when it's like, hey, you got to figure this shit out. Like, I think My Hero Academia does a pretty good job of like, that you've been given a power that's way too powerful, but it's too powerful for you to even work with.
Yeah,
you don't know how to do it. That and the corollary to that, like this power is really awesome, but it's really hard. Like the kid who could phase through stuff in My Hero Academia.
Yes.
Well, like, yeah, this power is great, but it does take a lot of work. So it's worthwhile to show that. I think those are the big two things you see. I dislike the second one less if it's done well. Yeah, the third one is just the Deus Ex Machina. You need the Deus Ex Machina to exist.
Yep.
It's kind of related to the first one where you want that awesome moment, but it's like you just need that one character that could do the ridiculous thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who was like the one punch guy and freaking Giant Robo, the chief or whatever?
Oh,
His
Alberto
punch.
the Impact.
Not Alberto, the other guy.
No, Alberto the Impact. That was the guy with the punch.
No, the chief. I'm talking about the chief. The chief who could like literally only do his punch one time and he never did it. He was like, why not? He was going to do it and then he didn't have to do it.
Alberto the Impact was the other guy.
Yeah, Alberto the Impact was like the freaking
wasn't that
Alberto the Impact's Alberto the goddamn Impact. He's a main freaking character. Well, main antagonist, and then he pops out of the shoulder at the end. But
yes.
No, it was the chief. I can't remember. I can only remember him as the chief. I don't remember his name. But he was just like, he's warming up. He was going to do it. He's ready to do that punch, and then he didn't have to do it. Because it would, like, I don't know, blow up the world or something ridiculous.
Yeah, it was some wild bullshit.
But, you know, you have that every now and again where it's just like your Deus Ex Machina you got to have in your back pocket if you need it. But, yeah, it is a bit of an overused trope.
I like the Kenshiro where he just keeps telling people that Hokuto Shinken is invincible and they just don't listen. That's a funny way to write that.
It is good.
Because it's just like, no, I fucking told you.
Well, I like the other ways they work around it, right? Like, okay, you can't attack him, so attack his friends, and he's got to do something about that. Or it's like the Superman problem, right? It's like writing Superman. Or you ramp up a bit, so you can slowly ramp up and actually start having people that are, you know, badass enough to do something about it. So it's interesting because then you get the stakes, right? Like, oh my God, this guy's ridiculously overpowered. Then when someone can take him on, you're like, oh shit.
Oh, you know, it's a wild one. Remember Killua's sister in Hunter x Hunter?
Oh, yeah, the one with the ridiculous healing.
Oh, the one that could just make anything happen. And, like, you had to do what she said no matter what.
Oh, that's how that power worked?
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
No, she just, like, commanded you to do something. You'd have to do it.
Yeah, that's a really good power.
So she could, like, command fucking, like, Gone to Live.
But that's a sneaky good power, right?
Yeah, it's, like ridiculous. But she was so crazy that, like, Killua had to, like, approach her in a very careful, very certain way that she would do what he wanted without, like, you know, fucking forcing him to dance like a monkey or something.
That's like Teleporter Chan and freaking Railgun, right? Like,
yeah, Kuroko.
Yeah, exactly. You said at the start, right? Like, so freaking overpowered.
That was what I always think of is, like, are you fucking this up when you write it? Because, like, she is, like, ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah, like, I think you're underestimating her power. Like, she might be more powerful than Railgun, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, like, did you think about this?
I mean, maybe not because Railgun's got a lot of electromagnetic bullshit that protects her from a lot of, like, what's-her-face couldn't actually teleport things into her or teleport her
I bet
if she didn't want her to.
But she can't. She couldn't carry credit cards before chips.
Yeah, right.
Or have a cell phone or like any of that shit.
Yeah.
Electromagnetic stuff fucks up everything.
It does fuck up everything. Tapes must have been a problem.
Oh, my other one favorite is Charmy.
Charmy.
For Black Clover.
Charmy and Black Clover is awesome.
Because she's just so retarded and lazy and generally does nothing except make giant fucking pillow sheep monsters.
Yeah, except
until she goes into like ridiculous, like was she like a dwarf or something?
I think so. Yeah.
When she becomes unchibi and then just wrecks fucking house. That's a good trope too.
Very good. Isn't she always making the snacks too? The endless snacks.
Yeah, because they
keep you powered up.
Yeah, she has magic food that like brings your chi or whatever the fuck they have in that show back.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
It's pretty fun.
I like Black Clover. Black Clover's a good show now.
I can't wait till it comes back.
I can't wait to catch up on
another
it.
one that you haven't seen is Chica from World Trigger.
Yeah.
She's like a little girl, but she like Tryon is basically their chi, how they do all their crazy shit.
Yep.
And she just like is a factory. She just makes more than anyone. So she's basically a nuclear bomb. So they have to make her like a scared little girl. Otherwise, she would just fucking nuke the whole thing and be done with it. Like,
that could be a problem.
I'm afraid to attack people. I'm afraid to do this, blah, blah, blah. And when she does go ham, it's just like, oh, yeah, I blew that building up.
So it's like the Goku problem.
Yeah, exactly. At any rate. So anyway, that's my blah, blah, blah.
All right. Yeah, it's an interesting topic. It's an interesting thing to think about. Think about it from a writer's standpoint. Like, how do you make interesting stories with that?
That's kind of... Because, like, One Punch is, like... He works in his universe. You know what I mean? Like, there's... The whole thing, like, revolves around him being ridiculously overpowered.
Well, and it's because the story... It has that classic, like, growth, but... Of a character. Growth. Of a character, but it's not like... The hero's journey. It's not like, oh, I gotta get more powerful. It's like, oh, I gotta like be an actual human being.
Yeah. He's already like
not like a lazy.
Oh, it's kind of true. It's like reverse.
He's got to find purpose.
It's like reverse hero's journey. Like I'm already hyper powerful, and now I have to like go back and be a human.
Yeah, he needs purpose in life, right? And he's got to be human, and it's tough. So,
word.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
You
want to do it? You want to
one of my favorite tropes.
Finish it out. Cybernetics Guardian.
Cybernetics Guardian. I just downloaded 8 billion of these like old, ancient, hard to find OVAs.
It's from 1989, 45 minutes. So whatever we say about it, you should just check it out because it's so short. So it's like John Stalker. This is the main character. Freaking name is awesome as John Matrix from Commando.
Right.
And there's this story makes no sense, right? So there's slums.
Nautilus. It's basically
called Cancer in the city.
Yeah, it's basically the RoboCop plot, except
kind of
not really.
Yeah, like, and kids came from here, but they implanted these kids with like hatred.
Wait, stop! You're leaving out an important part. There's a cult.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Okay,
I was getting there. They implanted hatred of these kids, this cult, so that they could frickin' use them to summon ancient gods, but they're ancient god. They use metal to make suits, and it's evil metal that sucks up evil psychic energy, so they can put these kids in the suits, and then they become these gods.
If like the suits suck up enough like negative waves, you can put these kids in that they've been basically implanted with hatred, even more negative waves.
Yeah,
and then they get in there, and it's a negative wave explosion.
Then their god is reborn, and it will do what they want them to do,
except it never.
But of course, like everything else doesn't work that way, so they hijack John Stalker, and they get him put in one of these things, and he's basically invincible, and he goes on a killing spree, but then he gets his humanity back. You've heard this all before. This story.
There's a subplot of there's like a weird Count of Monte Cristo subplot.
Yeah,
where like when John Stalker's testing the suit that they made originally, like there's this rich douche that like. Because there's a scientist, there's like a sexy lady scientist that's like
all into John Stalker.
Is like super into John Stalker, and like this dude is jealous, so he tries to like fucks with the experiment so that John Stalker will die, but he's already activated that crazy suit shit.
Yeah, so he doesn't die. He's like unhurt.
So he's basically mostly a god at that point, and then this guy gets super mad, and then he makes a giant robot and like attaches it to himself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean the Genocyber?
Yeah, they call it the Genocyber. So
This
maybe
is a Genocyber?
maybe they're in the same universe. I don't fucking know.
Who the hell knows?
At any rate, so there's that weird little like love triangle side plot that kind of goes nowhere.
There's nothing going on in this, by the way. Like, eventually, it's just, okay, we got to take out this cult. The end. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
And then they ride off into the sunset.
And then there's a teaser for something that never happened with more of the evil gods.
Yep.
So I'm going to tell you a couple things I liked about this. One is the music is ridiculous.
Oh my God. Such awesome 80s metal.
Awesome 80s riffs.
It's
fucking
fantastic.
great. So 89, end of the 80s, kind of the perfect time frame for this. And the animation's pretty good. The designs are a little generic, but the animation itself, pretty good.
I like the designs, but because I like all the things that they were ripping off.
Oh, I was just I don't hate the designs. It's just I've seen this done like 3-4 times.
Oh, easily, yeah.
And I've seen it done 3-4 times better.
Yep, pretty much.
So that's kind of my main bitch about it is like you've seen this before and it's been done better every other time you've seen it.
Pretty much every other thing that we've reviewed that's in this style.
Bow.
They basically ripped off a little bit from each one and then jammed it into one thing.
Pretty much.
And because all those other things are so awesome, it's still watchable, but there's just not a lot going on here.
It's just very kind of generic. You know, I have not a lot to say about it because it's just kind of there. It really is just kind of there. Like, it's all right. Like, if this was the only thing you saw, if you were a kid, you saw, oh my God, this would be great. But when you've seen all the other
Even like
anime that are similar
the
but better.
Ultraviolence was not that imaginative.
No.
There's just like he turns
It's not genocide.
He turns into this like giant monster
Or a
and starts
biohunter.
stomping the shit out of people, and I don't know. I think he tears somebody's arms off at some point. I don't
Yeah, there's some limb ripping, you know.
know. Yeah, I mean minimal titties,
It starts out with them, but then
then nothing else.
nothing else. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about this. I barely. I watched it yesterday. It left no impression. It was just like, oh, this is here, whatever.
Yep. Good thing it was only 45 minutes.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, this may sound like, oh my God, this is the worst. Don't watch it. It's terrible. It's just, don't put it high on your list, but it's fine. You know, whatever. It exists. It's 45 minutes. If you have the chance, check it out.
If you're going down 90s edgelord anime hole,
Yeah, late 80s, early 90s, where it's like,
Which
you know,
is
85 to 95, the anime edgelord.
which is a fantastic hole to go down, but you're going to get to Cybernetic Guardian.
That is not as awesome as your mom's. Oh.
Heyo, and you should probably watch it just because it's like 45 minutes and you probably got nothing to do.
Yeah. And then you can understand.
Take 45 minutes.
And hey, maybe you'll love it. Maybe
maybe
it'll strike you right. Maybe the music will be enough to put it over the top, but it's just kind of
it is for me. It just has like no memorable characters, really. John Stalker has an awesome name, but that's about it. There's like
Arnold, he is not.
There's a little bit of backstory about like he's from the hood or whatever.
Yeah, it's all very generic.
Yeah, pretty much.
It just is.
Very forgettable.
Yep.
But whatever. It was on the list, so we had to plow through it.
Checked it out.
Anyway, that's it for this week. As always, have a fantastic week this week. And we'll catch you next time.
Peace. Well, that's all for today, everyone. We'd like to thank all of you for tuning into another episode of the Gaijin Animation Appreciation Hour. Please remember to like and subscribe, and may your entertainment be always, well, entertaining.